Hey guys, it's TF Nut. Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year to you guys. And you thought I was done with the top 10 list, huh? Well, today I promise it's going to be the last one in a while. This is going to be of my top 10 most anticipated figures of 2023. I usually do these type of videos towards the beginning of the year, just kind of going over what we know about coming out this upcoming year so far that I am most excited about. As the year goes on, of course, we're going to find out about more 2023 releases that we don't know about yet. But as it stands, this is the stuff right now I am most excited about. I'd like to see maybe towards the end of the year, this particular year, to see how my top 10 favorites of the year are going to differ from my top 10 most anticipated. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I tried to vary the amount of stuff on this list as best as possible based on the different lines I collect. However, once we get towards the top slots, the variety kind of goes downhill a little bit, particularly with a certain company you'll get to see towards the end. I will try to put in as many honorable mentions as possible based on some of the stuff I'm going to get here. So if there's a particular company like, let's say, Hasbro in the Marvel Legends line, I'll name something, and then if I don't have enough room to put other stuff that they're going to be making, I'll give it an honorable mention. So that's about it. Let's go ahead and start at number 10. At number 10, I'm going to give it to the Star Wars The Black Series fan channel exclusive Mara Jade figure. Very exciting to finally get Mara Jade in the Black Series line. I do believe this figure is going to be reusing a good number of parts from the Jaina Solo figure that we got a few years ago, which I'm fine with. I think that figure was pretty good. It's hopefully going to be good with this particular character here. Now, I also want to shout out the Knights of the Old Republic stuff that we're going to be getting this upcoming year. Those look really great, and finally some decent sculpting, like brand new sculpting here compared to what we would get with the Gaming Greats line with some repaints, which I understand some of the characters getting repaints with those particular ones. But also, I do want to mention the Star Wars The Black Series Ayla Secura, as well as the new Darth Maul. I think some people got them this year, and mine are slated to come out in February. So I'm a little bit iffy on the actual release window for those particular figures, but I decided to put Mara Jade on here because we've been needing a lot of love in this line for Expanded Universe Legends, whatever you want to call it. And Mara Jade here looks really fantastic. It's going to be part of the comic book line releases where it has that particular kind of comic book packaging with, images from the comics on the box. You guys are familiar with that. And even though this character isn't canon anymore, it's going to be really cool posing this particular figure here with some of your Luke Skywalkers. At number 9, I'm going to give it to the Marvel Legends series Updated Extremis Armor Iron Man. This looks like a really great digital render here. I know it's just a digital render. We don't have much to go off right now, but it still looks really good. A lot of the time, the paint apps are different from the digital render in the final product, but hopefully what paint apps, or what appears to be paint apps here with the metallic reds and golds, is indicative of the final product that we're going to get later this year. Actually, it's going to be, I think, like the springtime we're going to get it this year. Not entirely sure. It looks like a really fantastic figure with really great sculpting overall. I do want to shout out and give honorable mentions to the Ultimate Captain America that we're also going to get. It does look like a really great figure. I just have so many Captain Americas at this point that I don't know if I necessarily need this one. As well as the new Multiple Man figure, I'll definitely try to get a couple of those for the X-Men display. But other than that, we do have a decent idea of some stuff coming out, this year from Marvel Legends. But a lot of it I'm just honestly not all that excited about. Not that it looks bad, just me particularly not that much excited for some of the new stuff. I think I'm getting to the point with Marvel Legends where I'm just like, I have just about almost everything I need. So I'm kind of feeling like, I could be wrong, feeling like I'm getting towards the end with the Marvel Legends stuff. Again, they could announce a lot of great stuff this year that is fantastic that I'm going to need. But as it stands right now, this is going to be my most anticipated Marvel Legends figure. Number 8, I'm going to give it to the Indiana Jones Adventure Series Indiana Jones figure. Very excited to finally get 6-inch Indiana Jones figures. I believe the Black Series team is also working on this line. Hopefully it turns out really good. This figure does look a little rough in some areas, mostly the articulation. A lot of just single joints with the elbows and knees, which is standard with the Black Series stuff, but also looks like the waist articulation looks a little bit hindered for this particular character, which probably should have a little bit better articulation there. We don't know how it's going to, the range of motion is going to be until we get the final product. The wave release is a little bit weird. We already know that we have 5 figures right now. The pre-orders are up for Totes as well as Indy here, but also we don't have pre-orders for the rest of the figures yet. Somehow somebody was able to get, I believe, an exclusive to whatever retailer, Club Obi-Wan version of Indiana Jones. So I'm not really super sure what's going on yet with a lot of this release, this new line here. Hopefully, if there's any kinks, they can iron that out really quick for upcoming releases, because I am very excited, again, to finally have Indiana Jones 6-inch style in my collection. That isn't, a sold-out figment from, I think, like a decade ago, I think, at this point. Number 7 is going to be the Medicom Mafex, the Batman figure here, this Battinson here. Really hoping that this turns out well. I don't collect a lot of Mafex figures, because if I do, I am going to go in severe debt. These figures are super expensive, and not saying that they're bad, but sometimes I will see a few quality control issues with particular people on Instagram, and I'm just like, this is nearly $100 figure, and you're having these problems. It's not all the time, but when it does happen, I'm just like, wow, it's a little unacceptable for the price points here. Again, I don't own very many of them, but I do want to get this particular Batman here because it does look fantastic, and the competition is not all that great for this particular figure. I think that the SH Figure Arts one looked really rough. I did avoid getting that one because I just heard it was extremely overpriced and not worth the $90 they were charging. Forget about the McFarlane Toys one. Definitely not getting that one. And then it's probably going to be until like 2034 when we get the Mezco one. But this one does look fantastic. Does come with a lot of stuff. The details already look fantastic on this particular figure, and I'm really hoping it turns out well and is worth the price that I'm going to be paying for, which I'm going to get on AmiAmi. It's going to be a tiny bit cheaper compared to other sites like Big Bad Toy Store, but it's still going to be a pretty penny. Hopefully it lives up to the price. At number 6, I'm going to give it to the SH Figure Arts Suguru Geto from Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Very excited to finally see what this figure is going to look like. It looks fantastic. I'm hoping the articulation isn't super rough because of how they're doing some of the sculpt work with the robes, but it does just look absolutely fantastic. I also want to give a quick shout out and honorable mention to the SH Figure Arts Sukuna that we're getting, because that does look great, but I do think there's going to be a decent amount of reuse from the Yuji figure. That could be brand new. I actually don't entirely know, but it does look like some reuse to where it doesn't just look unique enough for me to put on this list here. I'm still going to get it. I'm still going to be very excited for a new Sukuna. I just wish that they did the robes version for Sukuna. This, though, very excited, because even though we're not going to get the Season 1 look here, you could just buy another one or just take the one that you're going to buy and, paint some scars on the forehead and make it look like the Season 1 look. And the accessories here. I'm really glad that they gave this figure Playful Cloud. I'm so excited about that. I was afraid that we wouldn't get really any weapons in this line, and I'm so glad that they're doing that. And the Cursed Ball technique hand, that is going to be really sick as well. So I'm very excited. I'm sure it might be a little bit hindered in the articulation, but I am still going to be getting this and very excited for it. Okay, top 5, and I do want to say that it's going to be a lot of SH Figure Arts from here on out. Number 5, I'm going to give it to the new SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Super Superhero Orange Piccolo. This looks fantastic. I am really excited about this. I will say I am not getting the Gamma figure, so I'm not really going to have anything for Gohan and Piccolo to fight, but this still looks cool to where I would really like to pick this up. It's also going to depend on the price, because if this is too expensive, I might have to pass up on it, but it still looks great. All this new sculpt work looks fantastic. I'm really hoping the chest piece, the purple covering his muscles, isn't going to be too hindered with the articulation. I don't think it is. I think they've engineered it, from what I understand, they're going to engineer it to where it's not going to get in the way too much. This just looks awesome with the new sculpt work, and that head is also really great. Articulation is going to be really great. I do believe this is a 9 to 10 inch figure, which is a pretty impressive size. I think that's decently big for your collection of other Dragon Ball figures. While not being too big, it's not going to fit in with them. Number 4, I'm going to give it to the Dragon Ball Superhero Beast Gohan for the SH Figure Arts line. This looks fantastic. I do believe the hair is supposed to look a little bit bigger here compared to what it did in the movie. However, if it was too big, you would basically be permanently using a stand for this figure, which I'm fine with how it looks here. This is a really nice looking figure, which looks like it has a decent amount of reused parts, just with a little bit of retooling of some of the sculpting and some new. I do believe the upper torso is a newer piece, which that's cool. Again, the head sculpt, that looks really great. The hair also has really nice sculpting based on this promo image here. I'm not sure what the release is going to be like for this, if this is a regular release or premium Bandai. If it is a premium Bandai, I do think I'll still pick it up. I do want to say, I'll admit I was a little stingy with the premium Bandai stuff last year. I would have no problem getting all of these figures and, getting the different Gohan accessories if they weren't premium Bandais, because I'm just really not a big fan of that service. I know it just seems weird for me to dog on it like that, because really I'm not a fan of premium Bandai. But this still looks fantastic, and I don't know if it is a premium Bandai yet. So either way, I'm going to hold off judgment until we find out, and I'll probably still get it. Number 3, I'm going to give it to the SH Figure Arts Spider-Man No Way Home Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man here. I believe the details on this particular suit are slightly different from the original Raimi films, from what I've heard. I could be wrong, and if so, I still don't care. I'm picking this figure up. I am so happy that we're finally getting any kind of love for Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. It's part of my childhood. Really cool that we're getting SH Figure Art stuff. We're also getting Marvel Legends stuff, but I'm not going to really hold my breath for that stuff if I'm being quite honest. The stuff that we get with this particular figure, while it is a web exclusive and pretty expensive, I'm still glad that we're getting different Toby heads. I'm really hoping they come through with the Toby heads and there's not a licensing problem there. The web effects, the different hands, I'm just going to be so glad with this figure, hopefully, once I get it in hand. I pre-ordered mine from Hobby Genki. Hopefully mine will come in a little bit early compared to what you would get on Big Bad Toy Store. But I do believe this was delayed. It was supposed to come out this month, I think. But I think this has been delayed until March. And I just did normal, regular Big Bad Toy Store pre-orders for the Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland Spider-Mans, and I'm going to be planning on getting those as well. Number 2, I gotta give it to the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z updated Trunks figure. I am so excited about this figure because it absolutely looks fantastic with this brand new sculpt compared to the previous one, which the previous one didn't look bad, but this one just looks so good. And here's the thing. Anytime I hear any kind of criticism about re-releases in the Dragon Ball line here, I understand, but at the same time, we get re-releases like the new Vegeta we're about to get. I believe 2022 we had a re-release of the 4th form Frieza, and anytime we get a figure of Goku on the Saiyan raised on Earth body, those re-releases are helping paying for brand new sculpts like this. I know we should probably get newer characters as well in the line compared to Trunks here, but again, this looks so much better compared to the previous version that it just looks so fantastic. The new sculpt work, the different heads, the different accessories like the sword, as well as the different hands. In fact, you could sheath the sword too, and what they're doing with the overall body looks so awesome. I am so excited about this figure. And my number 1 most anticipated figure of 2023 is going to be the SH Figure Arts Chainsaw Man. If you're familiar with some of the videos I've been making on the channel lately, you know that I am a big Chainsaw Man fan and very excited about this figure. I will be nice and mention, for honorable mentions, the Figma Denji. That looks like a great option to have both Chainsaw Man and a Denji figure, because we don't have any kind of confirmation on a SH Figure Arts Denji yet. And you're also going to be getting a smaller Pochita with the Figma one. The Figma Power also looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty on par with the SH Figure Arts Power, which also looks fantastic. Cannot wait for that. And SH Figure Arts Samurai Sword looks really great too. An adversary for Chainsaw Man to fight is going to be really fun. No word on release date or pre-orders for that yet, unfortunately. This, though, I don't want to be a jerk, but when I saw the images for the SH Figure Arts Chainsaw Man, I thought it blew the Figma one out of the water, if I'm being quite honest. This looks absolutely fantastic. Yes, we don't have Denji options, unfortunately, and I'm going to be one of those people who will be buying a separate Denji figure. So you might be thinking, oh, that's what they want to do. They wanted to, get more money by me buy 2 figures. Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, what we have separately here looks so fantastic that I'm not going to mind. It looks so good with not just the details and sculpting on this, but the range of motion and the articulation definitely blows the Figma one out of the water. This looks like an absolutely fantastic piece. I'm really glad I was able to get, an Ami pre-order in for this figure. Cannot wait until April when this is slated to come out. So that's my top 10 most anticipated figures of the year, at least so far. Again, once we get later in the year, we'll find out about more 2023 releases. But as we know right now, with what has been announced, this is my list. I'd love to know some of your most anticipated figures of the year down in the comments below. What are your thoughts on my choices? Do you agree or disagree with anything? Let me know. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.